Okay, if you get carpal tunnel in your wrist, then this video is just for you. So carpal tunnel is essentially an irritation of your median nerve as it comes out of your arm and goes into your hand. One of the very best things you can do to help yourself is get hold of one of these 10 tools and gently pass it through the area, by and large working vertically or in line with the arm so that you're following the course of all those tendons, nerves and blood vessels as they pass through the carpal tunnel. We can hang out on the sore spots and add little bits of finger and wrist movement to make sure everything is sliding and gliding nicely through that tunnel. And we can keep tracking up. The median nerve comes out of the carpal tunnel and then comes straight up through the middle of the forearm like so. So essentially that front line of the arm all the way up to the elbow. In the front of the elbow, you will often find secondary sore bits around here and around biceps, and then we can pick up the median nerve again right on the front of the shoulder, and we can give it a good bit of stimulation into that area there. Now, the median nerve arises from the bottom of the neck on the same side. So once we've dealt with that, local wrist, front of the elbow, front of the shoulder bits, the next obvious place to go is the base of the neck. And again, you'll often be able to sense a couple of spots that are more tender than everything else around about it. Give them a little bit of a buzz as well. And while we're doing that, we can stretch and open the neck on that side because the nerves love space. They are likely to be running out of space either here in the neck or directly here at the carpal tunnel. But either way, it's always a really good idea to treat the whole nerve rather than just the bit you feel. It's perfectly possible that the irritation arises in the elbow, front of shoulder or base of neck, but you really only feel the symptoms in the hand depending on what you do with your arm. So once we've done that, and it's good to spend a good couple of minutes on each area in total, don't make yourself sore, don't keep going for hours and hours, and don't think that soft tissue work like that replaces movement and exercise. We're always going to need to get the body moving in order to promote and help recovery. And the big movement we want for the carpal tunnel is mobilization of the median nerve. So hold your arm out to the side, pull your shoulder blade down so you've got a nice long neck on that side of the body. Swing the arm back in space and straighten the elbow. I'll just swing round like that so you can see what's happening at this end. And then from there, we want to make a star with the hand, and we want to pull that star back as hard as we can, keeping the elbow straight and the shoulder down and the hand in a star. We're going to then start tapping back, looking to feel a glassy tension running through the front of the arm and down into the middle fingers. If you're not getting any much from it, you can add a little bit of head movement away, and then we're looking for a bouncing sort of stretch movement where we're coming and going from the tension. You can move at the shoulder, the hand, the elbow, or even the wrist. It doesn't matter too much so long as you're creating a nice, comfortable pulling sensation, and that stimulates the nerve and mobilizes it and really helps it to get healing. So median nerve glides, brilliant exercise if carpal tunnel's your thing. And then the second exercise I almost always recommend is hand furls. So the tendons that go through your carpal tunnel work your fingers into flexion, but the muscles are stored up here in the forearm. So what we can think of is curling the fingers at every joint and keeping that on nice and tight, and then flexing the wrist and then bending the elbow up like this. And as we do that, we're making all the tendons and blood vessels and nerves inside the carpal tunnel slide as far as we can in one direction. Hold that hard for a few seconds. You're kind of trying to get cramp in those wrist muscles. After you've held that for a few seconds, then we're then going to unfurl it. So we're going to switch the elbow out from flexion to extension, so from a bent position to a straight position, and then we're going to do the same with the wrist, and then we're going to do the same with the fingers. And again, we're going to pull hard and hold that position for a few seconds, trying to stretch out everything through that side. And then from there, we can furl back up again into our gun show position and hold that for a few seconds. Emphasis on the fist and the hand rather than the bicep end there. 5 seconds each end, repeated 5 to 10 times. Try it whenever your hand's feeling bad. That or a median nerve glide, likely to be a really useful exercise. But getting the thing to calm down and providing some actual drug-free, real-time symptomatic relief with something like this is a vital step in self-managing your pain.